Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 5. We are into our Week 7 matches here between Team OKDUDES and Team He Came From. How's it going, folks? I am Wolfling000, and joining me on the mic tonight is Brewers fan. I almost said one of the runners' names, actually. How's it going?
Doing all right. Yeah, we're nearing the end of the regular season. Got a race here that's mostly just for fun. Not much else between these teams. OKDUDES already locked in their position in the playoffs. He came from out of the playoffs, but safe from relegation. So yeah, just for fun here today.
Yeah, we'll be able to get that action for you guys in just a minute here as we get started. So once again, folks, just to give you guys an overview of the scoring here as we get started. OKDUDES is currently 11-2 going into what looks to be their final race here of this. So pretty much in first place here in the Scovas division. Team He Came From, meanwhile, is 5-8. So a respectable score at this stage. And like we said before, safe from relegation, which means they will be back next season. As we get started here with the race, it looks like... what do we get? Can't tell.
Bottle was in Link's house. Missed the sanctuary though. Alright, we've got OKDUDES, GGW gonna go check out Saha, Bonkrocks. Wow, this is actually a pretty diverse group of routes. Yeah, there's some half magic. That's nice early.
That is indeed. Now, folks, real quick overview of what we have in terms of the mode here. We, of course, have co-op, which our runners are allowed to give each other information. They're not allowed to delete each other's feeds. We also have full-on Randomizer here, which means we're hitting a lot of enemies there. As in fact, I think I see one of those little bats flying around there on our top right feed. And, of course, we also have full boss shovel, which means all of the bosses are randomized. You can have at least one of them show up at any point, and any 3 of them can be duplicated once. So we could have 2 Trinix, we could have 2 Moldorms, we could have 2 Armos Knights. But their only restriction is that some bosses do not play nicely with certain arenas, so they are locked out.
So we did see Lumberjack. That was just a piece of heart. 300 rupees in the woods. Yeah, you're gonna grab that. Also, that bottle we got has a gold bee in it, so there's another 100 rupees if you want it.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to see the library here. It's only a heart container.
Got an early fire rod.
That's always nice to see. Sticky giving us the red boomerang. Always nice to see that as well. Give you some for checking stun prices. Paingator! Kind of a weird spot there to have it in the middle chest here on the way to Zelda Cell.
It's a bit of a... No, that's not too bad of a chicken hut.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Zelda Cell only having the map. That's some nice armor there, and along with a couple of collectibles there for Hitzion.
Had a map check. Blue Crystal, Eastern, Red Crystal Hera, and looked like a pendant at Deserts.
I think it was a green pendant even, so yeah. good variety in terms of our light world dungeons. Of course, with the boss shovel, we may just have 3 dark world bosses there, and we can't really defeat them. Ooh, Magnet taking the death there. I think he got attacked by one of the more dangerous enemies. And there's... Alright, so we got Shovel and Glove and Kakariko as well. So where do you think our runners are going to go first here, Brewers?
Well, I don't really feel like anything's open up. I mean, I guess beyond, you could make the climb up Death Mountain, but there's not really much up there. I think you gotta stick with the checks. Yeah, South Shore, like, OKDUDES are doing right now. Looks like they're gonna split it up right and left.
Yeah, meanwhile, we did see Magnify the King of Samari, and we just now saw the Book of Medora over on Ganon's on Wild's End.
Oh, I missed it, actually. It looks like Ganon's gonna well pick up the hookshot. And yeah, Hitsuyan's got it too.
Yeah, so we did miss that. I guess that was over in Kakariko.
Okay, so then, yeah, you can go up the mountain now, and if you want, and, you could do you can get to the right side, so that's a nice option. Well, that shovel gives us a quake. And we also have Ice Rod.
Yeah, so far, pretty well stocked Light World here. No ice this is Dark World yet, though. Mushroom found Odagina.
We're gonna get the powder, just get all the fetch quests out of the way early. Well, I guess we need the hammer too then.
Yeah, but at the same time, Mushroom is still pretty nice to have. Especially King of Samari, we can actually do fake powder if we find that hammer. Houlihan from AFG. I'm sorry, his name is a little too long.
Yeah, we've got some multiple syllable names here today.
We really do.
Alright, so yeah, Gan's Gone Wilds and Deserts. Did see a small key out of the first chest. Do have boots, so whatever's on the torch can be gotten to. Actually, wait, Ganon?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure GGW was in.
Alright, so Hizion lost his fake clever setup, but was in the Shadow Water, so he managed to stay on in control here, which is good. This area is one of the more dangerous places in Randomizer to do fake livers in, because all of the enemy spawns are just all over the place. But here we go, we got an Azor check here. Red potion.
I was gonna say Ganon's Gone Wild, I think has a fire rod, so could, in theory, finish this, but doesn't really have a weapon to beat a boss with right now. Unless it's blind. Blinds might be beatable, but that's about it.
Yeah. Thankfully, because we are playing Randomizer, we can look at the compass, which is right there, so we can see what it is.
He's not taking the compass.
Oh, that's a... Well, maybe he's just doing a scouting, not gonna bother fighting the boss then. It looks like the boss will have an item on them, too. Whoever it is.
I think okay. I think the implication might have been. I was gonna say check the boss regardless. Just get that info. that
That
way
is...
you that way you know what you could be facing down the road.
Well, it is the green pendant, so I can see why they don't want to deal with it. One of the nice things about randomized enemies is that the thieves show up, and they're killable! So, that's always a nice thing to see, at least.
You're gonna see that mushroom turn in.
Meanwhile, looks like Hitsion's gonna be checking Harrow Castle here. 3 bombs as you drain the dam. And it is the Moon Pearl. Okay, you can't really skip that.
Yeah, you gotta pick that up.
And we ground a green potion as well for magic. Possibly another reason why he didn't bother diving Desert's boss. In the case it is blind, because Kane fighting blind is actually not ideal.
In some ways, I prefer it. Yeah, especially in Randomizer when blind starts at the top of the room.
Ah, yeah, there was a hookshot right there. We just saw it at the well.
Yeah, that moon was actually kind of mean because you had to go to Agina's cave, get the mushrooms until turn it in for the moon pearl.
Oh, there was also Sword Uncle, so it looks like our owners are going to be on equal footing here in terms of weaponry. It looks like AFG is now going to enter Desert Palace here. Maybe he will check the boss instead.
He's also a little bit better set up with half magic and fire rod and a sword. Better chance that he could actually finish this off.
Yeah, although it should be noted that we're just like a hammer away from entering Dark World at this point. But then again, this boss does no restriction on what it could be on his item. Oh, well, that figured doing a lot of damage, though. He's already at a single heart left. Hitsion taking a death. I believe that was a death warp, though.
And AFG does not want the compass either.
Alright, so it seems that neither team wants to bother going for the compass information. Which, again, makes sense. It is green pendant, so... I think they would care more if it was a crystal boss.
Yeah, but one of the things I'm just thinking here is we're running out of spots, and this is a potentially obtainable... like, there's an item and a green pendant. It's like... I'm just thinking, do you really want to put this off? Especially when you're starting to run out of logical spots.
Well, if we do run out of logical spots, that also means that by extension, the boss has to be logically beatable. So, they most likely have the tools they need in order to beat the boss. I don't think it can be like a Trinix, or no, it could be Trinix with the Ice Rod available. But that would be such an abysmal fight, I wouldn't think it would be there.
Well, the fact they've got 2 bottles, half magic, both rods.
We are getting that information, and it is Helmosaur King, so we cannot fight the boss, we need the hammer. Well,
No, you can...
I know, I was about to say, I just remembered the bombs. I'm used to playing in a vanilla and just using just the hammer.
Yeah, just like talking about all that stuff they found as there's a cape in Paradox, but yeah, just with all the stuff they found, early Trinix is definitely possible. Because I believe Trinix, if you're on Fighter Sword, you need either half magic in a bottle or 3 bottles, in addition to the rods.
Alpha Paradox Cave has our flute, that's gonna help a lot. And looks like not much else.
Yeah, the flute was on the mountain. That means we needed the lamp to get up here. Oh, we saw the boss. Was that a moth in Eastern?
Did not quite catch it, but maybe? It'll be a pretty easy fight, all things considering, with half magic and fire rod.
I don't think Magna found anything in Eastern. So this might just be to get the lamp to go up the mountain. Which if it is, then OKDUDES is in a nice spot. But it could also be Hammer, and lamp could be in Dark World.
Meditating a death. I think that was, again, a death ward, but wasn't paying too much attention. No, I think he actually took a death there. Darker probably got him killed. And here we go, Helmholtz Arcane. Kitsion, meanwhile, is going to go fight the boss here, and I don't think they have any information on what it is.
They don't, and Hitsion's down to 3 bombs. This will not be beatable unless Hitsion gets a couple bomb drops.
Alright, mask is off for Helmholtz King. Is Helmholtz King vulnerable with a fire rod, actually? I don't know.
No. Gotta use the spins here.
Oh my goodness, so many guards.
I believe AFG has a red potion. Yeah, he's got the red potion out.
And there we go. Beautiful spin attacks there from Average Frustrated Gamer. Killing off our Helmholtz King fight and getting rewarded with only 20 rupees, but that green pendant could be important.
I think that green pendant has to be some form of progression. But like I said, it could just be the lamp.
Loot is online now for Ganon's Gone Wild. Gonna be heading over to the eastern area.
And Hitsion finds out it's a Helma, cannot beat it. But he might be going straight back.
Might be. Oh my goodness, I just now noticed the light up in that room, and wow, I can see why Magna Hands died in there. Look at all the traps in that room.
Oh, yeah.
That would catch someone off guard for sure. And that is why a few runners prefer having the lamp and the flippers in this mode. Just because you have no idea what's going to happen, so you might as well play it safe.
Alright, Hitsion's just coming back to get the mushroom, which he needs to get Moon Pearl. So, yeah, we'll see. If this is just the lamp, this is not too bad for OKDUDES. But if it's the hammer or a glove, that's a pretty big advantage for he came from early. I think this has to be some form of progression.
Meanwhile, we're gonna see what the the green pendant has in terms for us here, as Average Frustrated Gamer is about to turn that in. It is the lamp. So logically required to defeat Helmholtz King this early.
Okay, so that's not too bad for OKDUDES to miss out on. But that lamp means, and we had the cape on the mountain. I think this is an Agaseed.
I think you're right. I can't think of anything else left to check. Have they been to Ice Rock Cave? I don't know.
They have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an Agaseed at this point.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Like, we haven't even had the flippers to put Waterfall Cave and everything else in logic. I would expect our runners to try and sequence rank behind that. at risk of potentially getting soft locked here because of all the random enemies. But other than that, I can't really think of a way to get past Aghanim this stage.
Yeah, we'll see if. I'm pretty sure we already saw Waterfall. I don't think we've seen Hope yet, though.
It should be noted, by the way, for those who are not aware of how Randomizer works, Aghanim and Ganon are not shoveled, so we will still be fighting Aghanim 1 and up at the top of Castle Tower in terms of the boss shuffle.
Yeah, Hobo just had rupees. We need to. This definitely looks like an Agaseed. And I'm wondering what how OKDUDES is going to approach this. Magnet Hands could just skip the lamp with the fire rod if you feel comfortable enough, but that's some dangerous dark rooms in Aga Tower, even if you can light it up.
Double check, it's just Quake. Yeah, I think we are out of checks. This is going to be an Agra climb. I can't think of anything else that would be in logic. Unless the Zora Ledge was something, but I don't recall seeing what was there.
I don't either.
Even then, if you try to go for double water walk, the enemies might have something going on that messes that up.
Yeah, our tracker confirms Zora was a bottle. I don't know if he came, if average first gamer just checked the ledge or not.
Yeah.
Magnet Hands just bought a couple potions. I think they're prepping for climb.
Yeah, we did see Hitsion pay for Zora earlier, so...
Oh wait, no, sorry. He came from Can't Climb Yet. They don't have the cape.
Yeah, now the question is, which one of our runners is going to pull the trigger? I think it is going to be Hitsion that does.
Yeah, and no lamp, so this is going to be dangerous. There are torches you can light on the route up, but not every room will be lightable.
No, but thankfully the more dangerous rooms, like the Castle Tower Maze and the Pitfall Room, is going to be lightable. Fire going to work on that moth. Easy victory there for Organic's going well, but only 5 rupees here. So I think both teams now know that this is it. Gelman and the Rocks being quite a nuisance here on the mountain for AFG. He might die here, actually. Oh, just barely gets inside.
AFG, or He Gamer doesn't know this is an Agassi yet, because they don't have cape knowledge yet.
No, but I believe Kate was over in Paradise Gate, which they are both heading towards right now.
And Gan's Gone Wild also heading to the climb for the Aga climb.
Yeah, and I think at this point they realize they have skipped the lamp. Because that's the only other thing they have in logic is the Helmasaur King fight. And the green pendant, which one of those has to be a lamp for logic.
This is still a bit of a risk for in their terms, because as far as they know, this could be Hammer that they're passing up, or a glove.
True. True. But overall, they're making the right call, which is the important thing here. And that is Hitsion through the dark rooms. A lot of these enemies here, I forget what they're called. I don't think they're called robots. I think those are the ones in the dark world that bounce around.
Those are the popos. Oh,
Level south.
yeah, that gotta be careful of that. That that head will do like I believe 4 hearts of damage.
Yeah, being very careful there. Anyway, it is time for Aghanim 1. It's been a while since I've seen an Agaseed, though. One of the random hopping thieves in Spiral Cave.
Yeah, at this point, he came from should also know this is an Agaseed.
So far, the fight is going pretty well for Hitsion. Once again, folks, for those who are not aware about how the randomizer works, the RNG for this is normally completely random and thus unfair for a randomizer race. So we have it set up so that each runner gets a randomized seed of RNG for the Aga fight. Dying or leaving this fight would advance the RNG seed. And this also applies to Ganon and Agatu as well. So same pattern for everyone.
We're gonna get a pet check.
I mean, might as well. I mean, this could be good or this could be bad.
There's a Dark World. It looks like Pod and.
And that is the blue cane on Ped, I believe.
Yep, that's Blue Cane since we already have the cape. So, yep.
Most assuredly not required for logic. Because we already have the cape to just fulfill any invincibility purposes. Still, good knowledge to have for our team in yellow here. Means they know that this is not going to be an all-dungeon seed. And since we did get a Dark World map check from Hitsion here, it was Thievestown Pod for pendants, and Ice Palace was our other red crystal. I did initially miss that, so thank you to one of our chat members for pointing that out.
Just arrows on Catfish, as both of OKDUDES are in the Dark Worlds.
I would not be surprised if I see the OKDUDES split up and one person goes across to Village of Akis while the other one goes to the Pod region, and it looks like that's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, Pod's a pendant, but there's, you know what people have been saying about Pendant Pod. Oh, that's mean.
Oh yeah, that roller is in a really bad spot. Sadly, no good fish spots, I believe, this seed. But, what can you do? Good amount of resupply if you can get it to the merchant, but at the same time, it's rarely worth your time. Unless it's, like, right next to Kakariko.
Itzian going straight for Skull Woods. No cane, so he's got to do this the hard way.
Interesting that he doesn't have the cane.
I don't remember where that was.
Neither can I right now.
Yeah, we should be. Oh, that anti-fairy is just bad.
Yeah, not good position. And gets tagged by the other anti-fairy, so that'll be a death. Thankfully, it's not going to be that big a deal. I think the bigger pain here is that he lost a lot of magic getting hit by those anti-fairies. Because they do drain your magic the longer you stay in their hitbox.
Might not have enough magic to open the back.
He actually might not. You're right. Lots of guards on the way to the bowlock side here. And you notice they don't have a bow, but they can still clear this room. In terms of the item logic, this is still locked behind the bow. How the Randomizer works is the items get shuffled first. And then after all the items are placed, then the enemies get shuffled. Which means that any sort of kill rooms cannot have any additional bow lock requirements. So usually the Randomizer doesn't place any red Igors or red Gorrias at all. So, even though we can technically get over this site, it's still, by item logic, bow locked. And there we go. Magnet Hands and soon-to-be Average Sorcerer Gamer are going to be into the Dark World themselves. And Ganon's going out, unfortunately taking a death. I think that might have been Death Warp, though, considering their position.
Yeah, they were on the right side. Either walk back or Death Warp. Alright, we have not seen a compass, so never mind. We're going to be delayed a little more, as that was essentially a Murderdactyl.
Yeah, even though they have the appearance of their Light World variant, the Dark World enemy, they will have their Dark World damage, I believe. Oh, there's a red Igor. I guess they can still spawn.
Yeah, they can still spawn, just not in kill rooms.
Oh yeah, perfect concept right there, because there's a green Igor as well. I thought it was a palette glitch. Bit of a rude approach to the boss here of Pod, as we get the map and the 20 rupees from the basement.
Alright. This boss can be anything except for Trinex.
And it is Argus.
And unfortunately, by dropping in from the north, you take damage as you fall. This is gonna be tough with Fighter Sword.
You know, I'm actually a little bit sad. I have commented so many of these Randomizer seeds this week, and not a one of them has given me the helicopter I was wanting. Oh well.
Yeah, neither me. I haven't seen Helicopter this week, which is kind of or even the last 2 weeks, which is kind of disappointing for Randomizer.
Yeah. Helicopter is, of course, for those unaware, Helmazor King in the Skullwoods Arena. His tail just goes crazy. It's hilarious. But so far, Hizia doing an excellent fight here, getting potion up for safety. And AFG's going to take a death here in GT. Meanwhile, OKDUDES is going through the dark rooms here of Pod, I believe.
Yeah, and he came from side. They sent AFG over here, which makes sense because AFG has a lamp.
And the mirror was in... Oh my goodness, that roller position! So, meanwhile, Gansgowell did get a mirror out of Pod at least, but it is lamp locked, although that's a moot point. We know where the lamp is, and it is in logic. And the boss down here for Skull Woods. Team OKDUDES on the board with their... well, Pitsion's first crystal at least. And Ganon's not wasting any time, going to use that mirror to check the Tower of Hera. And maybe the Ether Tablet while he's here.
Yep. Gonna see what both of them are. Their tablet has Couch Cash.
Not going back for that anytime soon.
Big key in the back of Skull Woods. We're still looking for one item in Skull Woods.
And deaths from both the runners on the bottom screen here. I believe one of them was at least a death for, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hidsion's definitely was. AFG's might have been too. AFG might have been checking the right side.
Oh. That's a bug catching net. In the lobby chest. What was in the basement? I guess it was a big key then.
Yeah, there's a big key in the basement.
Alright, well done, Harrowpot. Titan's Mitts in the big chest here of Tower Hera. So that's both items. And unfortunately, it looks like one of our dungeon items is locked in the basement, so we don't need to go get it, but at the same time, we won't know what the boss is. Thankfully, Voldor is one of the more restricted arenas. And today, it is Cold Stare up here. We do have enough magic to break through the shell.
Yeah, that half magic gonna come into play here. Because you can get through the shell, and then you also have some fire rod shots for Cold Stare itself.
You know, 20 rupees in the front here. I believe that is the last item out of Skull Woods. Wait, was that Red Igor Defying Gravity?
Might have been. Oh, Ganon's Gone Wild bailed. No, not. Yeah, I don't blame him. He already has both items out of here.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Fighter Sword Cold Stare, not a fun fight. Like, I completely understand him bailing. Just go get a better equip for combat and come back later. That is not the biggest deal. $20 rubies out of the chess game.
We have Dark Death Mountain that's GTEP's gonna give us a check on. Meanwhile, Magnet gonna take a blue potion to try to get through this Argus fight. And there's Hammer.
Excited to see that. Where's that? Over in Super Bunny?
Super Bunny Cave, yep.
Nice.
Magnet's got Argus down, gonna grab second crystal.
Right, so... Yeah, there's no two ways around it. This was, of course, Aghanim Sea with the hammer and Titan's Mitts in Dark World. That Beamos is in a pretty rude spot here in Hookshot Cave, but gets past it, getting a shield, and maybe some other good stuff here.
That was really weird. It almost kind of looked like the Beamos pre-blocked the hook shot there.
Yeah, that looked really weird to me too. I was just sitting there confused for like a good 2 minutes. This red beat bubble is also in a really rude spot. Wow. Wow, this hookshot game is pretty rude.
That's a team-up effort there. Yeah, pull your cape out.
I know this is a co-op scene, but this is not supposed to be the enemies being cooperative here.
The Master Sword out of Hype Cave as well.
Good to see that. We do have a nice combat going on. Oh my goodness, no! That was the trap enemy bush, and it had a line underneath it. No thank you. Linos are scary enough. Don't hide them as a trap.
This Dark Death Mountain has been something.
It really has. I'm not sure if I love it or hate it. I think the answer is both.
Oh, Hitzion tries to avoid using the cape and takes a death on the overworld.
Meanwhile, getting us going to grab some potions. And Man Hands is checking Village of Outcasts. Alright, so where are runners going to go next? We need... Ideally, we just need to find potentially another medallion for no mode here. But because of the random boss shuffle here, we could have... Well, actually, there is no boss that requires the bow per se, now is there?
There's not. We may not need a bow. Logically, we do, but technically, we don't. We do need flippers because of Swamp Palace.
Ah, true.
So
Yeah, I think having a bow would not be that bad of an idea because one of the bosses we can run to is Vitreous. So, you ideally want to have arrows to deal with them. But other than that, you can probably get away with using swords or other weapons on the other arrowable bosses.
Well, AFG got middle hold there. Back on take 2 on Cold Stare.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to fall down the middle hole here of the hair arena because that drops you down 2 floors. Oh! Wow, I just looked at Thieves Town over on Magnet Head side. That is a rude dungeon. Full of aggressive guards, the Lionels, Henoxes. Pretty much all of the more annoying enemies in the game.
But Magnet is going to... Or, I think Magnet's going to try to get to the back.
Yeah, gonna try. Now, of course, all 4 runners having defeated Aghanim 1. Then we're going to be running through. There's even a Babusa in here. Wow. A thief in Thieves Town. How poetic.
Oh, interesting. Magnet's going straight for the boss and it's blind.
Vanilla Blind.
Unfortunately, it takes a death on blind, though. Meanwhile, Ganon's gone wild, checking hammer pegs for Blue Rupee. Hitzion picking up his mirror in a moment. I think he actually needs to get the big key first.
Alright, Swift Trade happening meanwhile.
Yeah, AFG unfortunately took another death, or I think it was a death Cold Stare and failed as well. There's our powder. Nice timing.
Really good spot for it. Yeah, really good timing. So we'll see what Magic Bad is here. Magic Hands People has defeated Blind.
For a map, which... That's kind of why I was weirded out by Magnet going straight for... as GGW finds Red Mail. I was also weirded out by Magnet going straight for the boss because they know Ped's dead. So...
Yeah, at the same time, though, Oh, with the boss here, it's pretty much a little bit faster. Just rush the item instead of trying to do a full clear. And that way, once they get the 4th item, they can just leave. So I can see the merit in the play.
Now, Mana has it set to the back, but does not have hammer yet.
No. But may not need it, as we see Ganesh Oil turning in the purple chest here, although gonna be using the portal. Now, something interesting we also have seen, as Average Pro Game now sees the rudeness that is this hookshot cave. We have not seen a duplicate boss yet.
Yep, which means all the bosses are still on the table.
Wow, another Lionel there. And for the purple chest, we get the bow!
Good to have, but we might not need it.
I mean, if we got the silver arrows, it might still be worth. We still don't have any idea where another couple swords are. And this is going to be a blind check of Bombas here, and on it we have 3 bombs. That skull almost touched him, but thankfully he had red mail.
And get our first look in the Myra area. And we've
Meyer, we have Ether. It's vanilla medallion requirements for the seed today.
So we need to find Ether. Ether and flippers at a minimum.
Yep, and that's all both our teams need. Average frustrated gamer and Manny has need to have information on a second sword, which I don't think either runner has been to Hype Cave yet, so they'll find it eventually. Meanwhile, Checkerboard Cave being checked here by Again It's Gone Wild. It is only 20 rupees. We're going to move on.
Ace Palace play?
Looks like it. It is a 5-6, so this cannot have potentially the flippers behind it, but it could have something else that's important. And we are seeing a TR play from AFG, meanwhile. Yeah, he has everything he needs to clear this dungeon, so... About the only thing he would want is another sword, which he could find in here, for all he knows. Boss fight happening now, meanwhile, on Hitsion's side. Boff is, unfortunately, very easy to deal with. Because without those spikes, well, he has about as much health as Helmsor King, which means it dies in 4 Tempered Sword hits. So, pretty easy fight. And our team in yellow now has information where the Master Sword is. We'll see where else they go from here. Nice icebreaker there from Ganon's Gone Wild. I love Beamos guarding Hyrule Castle. I only just realized that.
Like Commander Hands is gonna go pick up his mirror to get his mitts and hammer.
Elvis found an Ice Palace. And it's going to be a bomb jump here to get across to check Iced Tea Room. They'll check on the compass once again from the team in blue, but at this point, I mean, they have most, if not all, of their combat options available to them or known to them, so doesn't have to worry too much about what the boss is anymore. Although it should be noted, the game is going wild does not have the ice rod, I believe. So if this is Tridex, then they're on a one-way trip to the to Mirror Out. It would not be a bad idea to check this now, actually. Oh, especially now without by running low on magic.
AFG just, yeah, had a really rough room there.
Almost. Not the medallion we want to see, but still good to have all as well. Our team in yellow, once again, knowing that Quake is required for Turtle Rock. Average Frustrated Gamer is about halfway through now. Yeah. Not quite enough magic to cast the Cane of Samari there. It has to use a potion.
Gotta be careful in this room just in case you get a surprise from above. Looks like not good, not today though.
And the Cold Stare fight is another Argus, so that is our second one. We will not see Argus again this seed.
Oh, Hitzian took a death on Cold Stare and Hera. That Cold Stare fight at the top of Hera has been getting all of our runners.
Down goes Cold Stare, and there is a Tempered Sword on that boss. That is a good thing to see. So, combat-wise, they are all set in stone here on the team in blue. But in terms of go mode, they are still missing a couple of critical pieces of items, which of course is the flippers and the Ether Medallion. Gansboil does not have the Ice Rod, but Hitzian has most likely shared that information with him. We're diving into Turtle Rock here, meanwhile, from Average Frustrated Gamer, and finds the compass here on the floor before the boss. And that is the Armos Knights here in TR. A boss you would ideally like to see the bow on as well, because they take more damage from arrows than anything else.
Manahan's left pod. Did he get the mirror?
I don't know. It might have been really hard for him to get, considering it was on the big chest. He may not have had... He still doesn't have the lamp, I don't think. Alright, so Ganswell now with the Ice Rod in hand, with Hitzian heading into Turtle Rock. Defensively, our team looks pretty well set. And there's Ether. Alright, so it's just flippers for our collective no mode up here. Here on this side of the stream. Team Hitzian with Aghanim defeated, along with everyone else as well, is now in Turtle Rock. And of course, he also has the Moon Pearl as well. That should also be noted.
Looks like GGW and Hitzian are both going to be in Turtle Rock at the same time.
Yeah, I think they both know where the logic wants them to go. Alright, here we go with the Armos Knights here. Using the Canis Samaria. Interesting play. Gonna be using that as a trap here, it looks like, for some of the Armos Knights.
AFG is the only runner still on Fighter's Sword.
Well, he'll get down the mountain to the Hype Cave eventually.
I might use some Fire Rod shots here because that'll do some good damage against these.
Yeah, I'm not sure if slashes or spins are stronger against the Armos Knights. This is actually a really tough fight without the bow.
Yeah, I would just pull out the Fire Rod here.
Gonna do the poke traps at least.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
one person in chat bringing up a good point. Just knock him into the spikes.
Yeah, the spikes do full damage, so would have been a good use there. Probably didn't think about it though.
Yeah, that is it for TR. Got Ether out of it, but we're still looking for flippers.
Now, because we have Ether there, we do have knowledge. Well, I'm actually not sure if the team in yellow knows that Ether is required. I don't think they do. We know what's required up here, but they might have not headed over to Mire yet.
Yeah, I think you're right. They haven't been in the mire yet. But at this point, between these two teams, I think we've seen all of every dungeon. Except for Mire. So, well, we haven't been in the swamp, obviously, but...
Yeah, we haven't been to the swamp. We have not seen the boss of Pot either, but I don't think we're going to see that too much. Imagine it's now finally getting his mirror. Those dark rooms must have been particularly nasty if he struggled on that a fair bit. Which, to his credit, Randomizer dark rooms are kind of one of the worst things you can deal with, so... Alright, cold steer fight. He's just gonna spam magic shots on him. Trapping 2 of the pups, getting the third one severely weakened. Just gonna play the safe. Mimic shaped chest has 10 bombs. Using that powder to great effect. Back to heal. And we're gonna see a graveyard ledge check. And the King's Tomb as well.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen these yet either. There's the last sword.
Yeah, last sword there. So, all 4 swords accounted for. Still no idea where our silvers are. And still no idea where the flippers are. Otherwise than that, we know where all the items in our tracker are. Except for the extra bottles. Although we have seen 2 of them from Hitzion.
Did he came from not track their items in here, right? Because I think we had ruled the basement was either... we ruled the basement was the compass. OKDUDES basically picks up their ether medallion simultaneously.
Maybe AFG forgot. There is that possibility. He was fighting Colster for a bit there, so he might have been autopiloting as well. Trying to figure out where to go next. But yeah, that bow that Ganon's got well picked up elsewhere is going to pay huge dividends here against the Armos Knights. I forgot where we found that, actually.
Purple chest.
Oh yeah, purple chest. He's the only runner to do the spit chain. Meanwhile, Hitsion is using the fire rod shots.
Saving some fire rod shots for that last one. AFG, knowing where two swords are, says, "Mercy, I want them."
Hitsion! Oh no.
Whoa.
That is a really tough loss there. But should be able to get back to it relatively quick. Oh! Alright, here comes our first look at Mr. Meyer here on Ganon's Gone Wild Zen. Couple of Zazaks guarding the entrance. Oh, and a Stallos Knight! Wow, hello there. Got his bonk. Oh, hey, Ropa's and those bows in the same room. And nothing but, so pretty easy Meyer 2 room here. Only 2 items in this dungeon, so we'll have to wait and see if there's something important here. Actually, now that I think about it, it's either here or the back of Thieves Town, because I don't think... Oh, no, we've seen the back of Thieves Town from Mad in Hands. So, yeah, very likely that we have our flippers in this dungeon.
Yeah, there's no more fetch quests. There's nothing else. I think flippers just have to be here. Unless they are on Pod Boss. We don't know.
That is also true.
Looked like Hitsion was thinking about going straight back to the boss, but after taking that fall, changing routes.
Of the blue image you normally see at Flute Spot 8. Relatively harmless. So far, no item. Hands is gonna be fighting that chest. There's the compass here.
Oh, actually, look at our trackers. Did Hitsion take out Pod? 'Cause that's marked on his tracker.
I don't recall. Red mail knowledge now for our team in yellow. Oh no, you're right. He doesn't have the bow, so he couldn't have fought Pod. That's right. He needs that to reach the boss. And the team in blue now has information on where all 4 swords are. So, in terms of checks, they are just looking for the flippers now. Wait a minute. That's silver arrows. Magnum has found the other bow somewhere.
You're right.
I think it has to be back at the East Town then. Because I don't remember seeing what was all in there.
Yeah, his stream was freezing a little bit when he was in there. So the other boat must be in the back of Thieves Town. Yeah, you caught that. Yeah, Magnet Hands has silver arrows. Meanwhile, we have not seen anything out of Meyer yet as GGW is navigating these dark rooms.
Yep. Once again, going to a blind Meyer boss. There is no question about it. The bows are progressive in this mode. And he does have the silver arrows icon up there on the top of his HUD. He does have silvers. And it's a Trinex! Oh, this is actually not a great arena for Trinex. Because even though Cold Stare is, or Vitreous rather, is gone, that floor is still damaging on the top third of the room. So can't get behind Trinex here. Only a key from Trinex, but that is only one of potentially two Trinex sightings here. We still have ways to go.
And no flippers sighted. They might be a cutscene.
Might be right side too. I don't think GGW checked that side.
Okay.
Yeah, the other bow I think has to be in Thieves Town. Manny has the only one to have done that dungeon.
Oh, looks like Average Frustrated Gamer got the flippers.
Okay, so that means they were in fact in the front of Meyer here. So that will be... Well, that means Manhead's in go mode here. He's just needs to go. He just got his hammer, so he's going.
So each runner, well, AFGO is about to pick up his third crystal here after killing Trinex, though his chain will be on his fourth crystal.
And if we're right, the flipper should be right here. Yep, there they are. That's Gobo for OKDUDES.
But yeah, I think OKDUDES are definitely, I think OKDUDES have the advantage right now, mostly because they've all cleared TR.
Yeah, they won't have silver arrows, but that's kind of a minor thing with their level of execution. Like tempered silver arrows is going to be pretty straightforward, and we are going to get tempered silver arrows on the both of them because, as Hitsion knows, thanks to Gans Gone Wild, that Ice Palace is the another sword for him. In fact, he'll be on Gold Sword because he has the one from King's Tomb. It looks like.
He does, yeah. So he'll get Gold Sword. Both members of Hikabram will have Gold Sword.
And Magnet Hands in particular will have access to the silver arrows as well, as we've been mentioning. That second bow kind of snuck up on us, but he does have them. We can see the silver arrow icon on his HUD.
Yeah, both GW and Hitsuyan have Swamp to do. Hitsuyan also has to do Ice. GW has Skull Woods. Both have Hera, which will not take long. On the other side, though, Magnet has to get through TR, Getting to Meyer to get flippers. Yeah, and Magna Hands has a lot of long dungeons left. AFG, slightly better, but not much. Yeah, I think this is a pretty big OKDUDES lead right now. Just as a reminder, there's nothing really on the line for these teams here. This is just a fun game. This is basically OKDUDE's last tune-up before playoffs, and this is just them finishing out their season.
Yeah, OKDUDES here in the Skullwoods division is currently the top seed, or the top placing team in their group, so...
Yes. OKDUDES will be the number 2 seed in the conference playoffs.
Very strong position, very respectable.
If you are looking for some playoff implications, just looking forward in the schedule, for the Invitational League, there's a couple big matches still. In hour 45, you'll have JKLOL and Go playing. JKLOL will clinch a playoff spot with a win. And tomorrow, at 3:10 Eastern, we have Bolas Azules versus OK Game. Winner advances to the playoffs, as well as JKLOL Go again. If Go wins today, JKLOL is still playing for playoffs tomorrow.
That's right. JKLOL and Go all happening in this division as well. This should be noted. And there we go. Lambo is at Argus, and that is another crystal on the board for the team in blue. And Magnet heading over to the Armos Knights with the knowledge that it is going to be the Armos Knights, and yeah, that's definitely Silver Arrows I just saw in that open HUD there. This is going to be a very quick fight for Magnet. Yeah, you can even see right there. So these Armos Knights that have caused AG so much pain, yeah. That's them down, and that is another crystal for Magnet.
So Magnet needs to go to Meyer next, get his flippers, and then Swamp and Ice to finish off.
Yeah, Meyer, Ice, Swamp is for Magnet. We're seeing Ice go Eastern from AFG. Meanwhile, we have Skullwoods being cleared here for Ganon's Gone Wild. Skullwoods, or not, sorry, I misspoke there. Swamp Pal's done here, and it will most likely be Ice Pal's next for Hitzion, with him finishing up with Hera.
Yeah,
With both runners on blue finishing up with Hera even. So they've got a very quick and efficient last dungeon clear in the form of just going straight to Hera. This is something you do want to try to route long term, so that's a really great heads-up play from our team in blue.
Oh yeah, it looks like GGW is on track to be the first one into GT, with Hitzion close by, well, not too far behind.
Yeah, Hitzion knows that he does not need to care about anything, and he does have the Tepford sword in hand. That sword, he is on level 3 sword. And will be on level 4 come the defeat of Cold Stare.
See what? Chat warning Trinex on ice. I can say I've done seed, I've called seeds where Trinex on ice has happened, but we haven't got seeds.
I've been on one. I did not enjoy it.
To give you things on Trinex on ice, not only do you have to get Trinex in that spot, but you have to get it so the big key is in one of the 3 chests behind it. Otherwise, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, and even then, it's very unlikely considering we already have 1 duplicate already taken care of, and with 2 others still to be found.
But in theory, I feel like it's only like a 1 to 2% chance you'd ever see a Trinex on ice fight actually happen in one of these seeds.
Yeah. So in terms of bosses, we've seen 1 Moth, 1 Helma, 1 Cold Stare, 2 Arguses, a Blind, a Trinex, and an Armos Knights. We have yet to see Landmoldas.
See, I thought Lamos was in Swamp.
You're right, we have seen Landmoldas. I haven't marked here, Brandon. We haven't seen Moldorm is what I meant.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Moldorm yet. We haven't seen a Vidi yet either.
So yeah, Vidi, based on what we have left in terms of positions, very likely to be at the top of GT as we are about to enter it on Ganon's Gone Wild.
Ooh, Kitsuya takes Death and Ice. That's going to cost him a bit of time.
It is, but it should not be that... But thankfully he'll have it there. He is only on 7 Hearts Blue. But here we go with Ganon's... Well, no, Tower Hair, sorry. So this will be Cold Stare up here. And he knows it. He noped out of the fight in the boss earlier. Now is much more equipped for this fight. So we still have a Moldorm, and then Vitreous, and then 2 more duplicates. That's our remaining boss pool.
It sounds like we've got at least a map check in. Vidi was in pod.
So we have a Vitreous confirmed in pod. Okay. So that knowledge, we know that a Landmolus is in GT. Or not a Landmolus, I'm misspeaking again. Moldorm! I get the word bosses backwards all the time. It is a curse. But yeah, we have a Moldorm in GT confirmed. And then our other 2 duplicates are there. So more than likely, Moldorm 2 is just going to be a Moldorm.
Ooh.
So the odds of it being Trinex on ice are pretty low. It's a 1 in 7. It's a fairly good odds, honestly, but we may not require it as we get our last crystal here on Ganon's Gone Wild. Time to see what GT has to store for us. Molder could be anywhere in GT, more likely at the top, given that half the bosses are excluded from the Moldorm arenas. We can't have a duplicate blind in Lambo 2. But other than that, any remaining boss other than Argus is fair game. Alright. Here we go, GT. Hope room chests. Small key. 3 bombs. Going right. Guard's going to be kind of aggressive here. This might screw up the timing here of the door. Gets through it just fine. Oh, the Babusa blocking the block! Bit annoying that. Anyway, here we go with the right side. Heart container as number 3. 4th is 20 rupees. 5 is the map. And number 6 is another heart container. Pretty good amount of health here for Hitsuyan if he wants it, but we'll probably ignore it.
Hitsuyan's taking out Argus. 10 gold sword for him. He just has Hera as well.
AFG meanwhile has finished off Skull Woods. All he has left to do is Eastern. 10 arrows on the torch meanwhile, so we're up to 9, 10, 11, and 12, I believe. No, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, my bad. So 8 is the red rupee, 9 is that. 3 Babusas in this room. 10 is that, and we have 11 in the form of a small key. Only a 20 rupee. Hitsuyan now on his way up to Tower Hera.
Is that just the fact that there was no enemies and everything? I think that was what, 7, 9 Babusas.
Possibly. And we have another small key here. Onto random room. This is gonna be. I've lost count.
This will be. We got 5 after this. This is 14 to 17.
Make sure of that. Heart piece. 3 bombs. 3 more bombs. 3 more bombs. Uh-oh. It might be a boss. We might have to fight the boss on ice.
There's 2 chests that are not on ice between Tile Room and Bob's chest, and then there's 3 behind the ice boss.
Getting caught by that blue fireball. Oh, the baboons! Wow, that's unfortunate.
Tension. It's just building.
Let's make sure that Babusu was out of the way this time. There it is.
No ice boss.
No ice boss there, so we can rule it out as so we can rule it out based on what we see up here. It is more than likely one of our 2 duplicates. Enoch's just in the way. And nice quarter trap there from Hitsuyan, getting that Hera boss defeated. And now it is time for him to enter GT as well, and he knows he has to go all the way to the back.
Yeah, AFG is going to be headed up to GT. Manahan still has to do Swamp Palace.
Well, and now, a couple of the Dark World Octa Rocks and a couple of those boys. Yeah, looking like a pretty easy gauntlet here. Okay, mixing up a bit. Alright, so this next room will decide it.
That's a Moldorm. And a normal two-eyed variety.
Yeah, there you can have a bunch of varieties. All right, so there's our Moldorm. So we have some form of duplicate boss there, and it cannot be Argus. So I believe the restriction on the Moldorm 2 arena is that it can be Moldorm, Vitreous, Cold Stare, or Helpless or King, or another, or Moldorm. Or did I say that twice?
You said Moldorm twice.
I know, that's a bit of a derp on my part. But yeah, it cannot be, it could be Moldorm himself, again. It can be Helpless or King, it can be Cold Stare, it can be Vitreous, or it can be, I believe, Moth. Yeah?
Yes, Moth can be there.
Yeah, all other bosses are off the table, so only one try next today, unless he was down in the basement.
The worst one would be probably Helma in this arena.
Maybe, yeah.
Helma just tends to be annoying in that arena because of how little space you have to work with and how big Helma is.
Yeah, if you can get right inside the room, though, you can just easily bomb his mask. We'll see here in a moment. I'm sorry, the sudden falling of that enemy just got me.
I think GGW checking, hoping for silvers, but we know he's not going to find them. Oh, okay.
Got stuck.
Yeah, he got stuck there. Thankfully, he could hit the switch to get out.
And it is, in fact, a Helpless or King.
Yeah. Ooh, that was almost a fall. So as you saw there, if Helmatar is over one of these little pits, you cannot hammer the mask. It will not take damage.
Yeah, this is why you usually do bomb strats against Helpless or King. Which, I'm gonna be real, I did not know was a thing until Randomizer. I always thought you had to hammer the mask. Anyway, that is Helpless or King down. And a red shield for his troubles. Well, at least he's coordinated.
Alright. One more room to get through. Now, that was actually probably one of the better rooms I've seen in this week.
Yeah, so we won't be seeing the Armos 2 spot, the Armos I spot. But that could have been any other boss besides Helmasaur or Argus. So, might have been a blessing that we did not see that spot. Ironically, I think it would have been funny if we had a Cold Stare on ice, but that's just me. Anyway, very quick, what 3 cycle there from Agna 2, and now again it's going to time to fight the pig. Now, of course, in case anyone is not aware of how we do co-op things here, it will be an average time, but if Hitzion and Ganon Going Wild finish before both runners of the other team finish, by default they will have the better average, and thus we will not have to do any sort of time calculation. They will have one by default.
Yeah, actually, the way it kind of works out math-wise is that if a team finishes 1-2 or 1-3, they're guaranteed to have the better average. It's only if they finish 1-4 and the other team 2-3 that we actually have to calculate it out.
Correct. But it looks like that was not going to be happening here, so we will not be having to worry about worrying about that extra math. Which is good, because I can't parse it in my brain. Through the Crumble Bridge, giving Hitzion a little bit of trouble here. And another enemy defying gravity. What? Oh, Randomizer. Never stop being you. Alright. Yeah, let's go into... He will get informed of where the silvers are, which I believe will say Thieves Town. Yep, there it is. That's confirmation that we did have another boat in Thieves Town. So it'll be master sort. So it'll be tempered spins here. 12 spins total to finish the fight here for Ganon's Gone Wild, and by extension, Hitzion. Spins do not deal any extra damage, regardless of tempered or gold sword. In this phase, it's only for the first two phases when they deal double damage on tempered. And you're seeing those hands just freeze up just slightly sometimes before Ganon teleports away. That's roughly the window you have to hit a Silverless Strike in. It is a pretty tight window to do a normal slash in, but the hitbox of the spin attack is so long, you can easily get it. So, that's why we're seeing a bunch of spin attacks from Ganon's Gone Wild. It's just a very consistent way to deal Silverless damage. And there we go. Ganon's Gone Wild finishes is in first. Hitzion has just defeated Helmut King, will be joining him and shortly into the Ganon fight. Meanwhile, the other two are still looking to get their big key. It looks like AFG has found it and is heading up the tower now. But there's at least a good 2 minutes that's between the team in blue and the team in yellow. What a race this was. A lot of very funny enemy places in this seed, honestly.
Yeah, you guys have some fun with the Randomizer week. Just where enemies get put.
Like, I think the one thing that struck me out the funniest, and the one that broke me, was the red bubble and the Beebles combination in Hookshot Cave.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Just like, try to get around the thing and the Beebles just suddenly snipes you. I got a 2 down, meanwhile, for Hitzion, and that is going to be him entering the Ganon fight. Alright. Now shows Gainer onto the Wizrobe floors, although we won't be seeing them again. Because of the random enemies. Hitzion into the Ganon fight. Looks like he's into phase 2.
Yep.
Oh hey, Cannon Guards. You don't see them outside of Randomizer because they go in the vanilla game as an unused enemy. They're fully coded, they just weren't used.
Hitzion, meanwhile, getting through phase 3. Hitzion will get no bow hint. He'll just get called names by Ganon.
Really?
Yeah. If you don't have a bow.
Right. He knows where Abo is. He just don't know that the silver arrows are in Thieves Town. To be fair, though, we didn't miss them ourselves. Mayday is supposed to have found them in, Actually, I don't know where he found them in. Ooh! It's it, almost taking a fall. Oh, AFG being very careful here. Only doing bomb sets, but takes a fall. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's rough.
And there we go, folks. That's the last silverless hit in the match. Get your GGs in chat for Hitzion and Team OKDUDES, who will win this race. And let's get some finish times here, because I don't think we read them off. Alright, so get your G's in chat for OKDUDES, who finishes with a time of 1:29.43 on Ganon's Gone Wild and 1:33.35 for Hitzion 1327. which, because it's a 1-2 finish ish here in a co-op scene, makes them by default have the better average, and are thus the winners of this race. Amazing job. This scene was amazing. And it seems we were treated to some punch-out MSU to wrap things up here, as he came from behind, is fighting Aghanim 2. And Magnet is just going to hover and skip Helmholtzer King entirely. That was actually a pretty clean hover, not going to lie.
Yeah, AFG's gonna fall into Ganon fight, but remember, Magnet Hands has silvers.
Yeah, I think Magnet Hands will finish first. Oh, I think this is the Sandman theme from the fight, even. That's actually a really good touch for the Ganon fight. It's been a while since I played Punch-Out for the Wii. I should fix that. Anyway, both runners on the team in yellow are in the Ganon fight now. Now, gold sword in hand for both of them, and in Magnet's hands, the silver arrows. Interestingly enough, Average Frustrator is still the only one to ever find the lamp, which was, of course, on the green pendant turn-in. Alright, so the strike's happening now. And it's soon going to be silver arrows for Magnet Hands.
Also, gotta keep an eye on these timers are off sync a little bit because of our issues we had earlier.
I'm sure it's fine. It's the end of the race. And who's going to finish first between the two runners here in these teams? It's going to be Magnet Hands finishing up first. That's not surprising. Maybe a couple more hits left for AFG. And ladies and gentlemen, here's GG in the chat for both members of team he came from, finishing up 3rd and 4th respectively. Arrows making Silver is making a very slight difference here, but overall a good race from them as well. And their finish times are coming at 1:37.10 and 1:37.11.
Actually, AFG finished a second before Magnet Hands.
I think if any has maybe forgot the dot.
No, that's what,
just maybe forgotten.
That's where I said the timers were a little off. That's.
Oh yeah, that might have been also the case. Yeah, now that you mention it. But anyway, we are now joined by AFG, and soon to be Magnet Hands, I believe, his teammate.
Yes.
GG's to both of you as well. Oh, good racing here.
GG. Man. How you folks doing?
Doing very good. So, how did you guys think the scene went? Walk us through it.
Oh my god, wasn't that mirror and pod fun to get, especially for my lampless friends in the house. Holy crap!
Yeah, AFG, you were the only one to get the lamp, actually.
What the? Well, you know, I am a believer in Scottish radio. First off, may I say, believe in pod. Holy crap! That led to everything. That was truly ridiculous. The enemy arrangements were pretty nutty. But props to all these people for rolling without that lamp. I think I might have just turned around and walked away if I didn't have that lamp. My God.
Wow, that's interesting. They didn't do desert neither. That's pretty damn interesting.
They went into desert. I think GGW went in, didn't do the boss, just left. Hitsuya tried to do the boss, but found it was Helmet Star with only 3 bombs and did not go back.
That. Yeah. Yeah, I remember he said that. So I didn't interpret that as that he didn't do it though. I thought he like went back possibly, you know. So when I was talking to him in the race room about it, so that was on me for assuming that. But yeah, as far as walking you through how the race felt, I kind of call Aga. I told AFG, I'm like, I think we got to do Aga because we haven't seen this Moon Pearl yet. And then when he found the lamp and got the mushroom, I was like, yeah, we're going to have to do Aga.
Yeah, Aga kind of just snuck up on us on this one. We didn't realize it until we kind of just saw that lamp and I'm like, okay, yeah, we have all the pieces for Aga.
Yeah.
We actually we weren't sure until we saw the green pendant turn in because we were thinking on our side it could still be Hammer or Mitts on green pendant.
Right. That's why I had him do Desert Palace instead, because the way we was going, I wasn't sure how who was going to get what actually. So I thought about going to Desert after he scouted Kakariko, he being AFG, and I was like, nah, I want this crystal. Let me see what's up with Eastern. And then Eastern not having anything, and then me dying in Eastern. I'm like, oh man, great. And then when he said the lamp was there, I'm like, well, gotta go. Good thing I went back to Big Key Chest. That could have been something. So that was that. And then like basically for the rest of the seed, just deep breaths for wherever the lamp I need the lamp for.
Yeah, it looks like OKDUDES is not going to be available for an interview, but GG's to them all the same.
GG's. And then not needing a bowl this seed was kind of wild too. So that was the other thing I wanted to get for this. I was like, okay, you didn't need a bowl, great. And I got both of them.
I was properly called a dingus by Ganon on Restream, so my work is complete today.
Well, Hitsuya also got called one, so
Excellent.
Nice. So I take it GGW got the bowl on Smith Chain, through Smith Chain.
Yes, I don't think either one of them went into Thieves Town.
Into Thieves, right.
That definitely surprised me on the co-op, but they both were able to dodge Thief Town. That's a nice dodge for sure to keep out of there. That's good for sure. That's tough to do in co-op. That's good work on their part.
I did want to ask with Thieves Town, why charge the boss first in there and not check the back?
Because you can see if he got an item, and then if I want to just do the rest, do the rest. That's really it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm either going to do the whole thing or I'm not going to do anything. And plus, we didn't have the hammer. The hammer could have possibly been on the boss.
Okay, that's fair.
And then go through the back. So I definitely did that for that, but had a map, and
I do want to bring up something that was said in chat by Hitsuya.
Yeah, you see that?
He said GGW didn't go into TT because he was thinking that Hitsuya did it.
Man, you straight fake not, yes, did not, sort of meant to, sort of didn't skip. What the hell?
Oh, curse you, Hitsu.
So the enemy places of the scene were actually kind of somewhat humorous there. Of course, of note was the Hookshot Cave, Anti-Fairy, and BMOS position.
That's
right.
I didn't tell you about that back. There's an Anti-Fairy patrolling chest 4 being like, you will not get this. You will not get this.
On the other side, I forget who went in there, but basically they were waiting, trying to see if they could get by the Anti-Fairy, and while they were waiting, BMOS took him out.
I think that was Ganon's Gone Wild, actually.
That's great.
Oh god, that's beautiful.
And then we had the hard hat beetle at the top of the GT just immediately falling for no reason.
Mag and I were talking about, man, we didn't really get to practice that much Randomizer, but like, does it really help? Because like, what the hell are you gonna get when you go in? Like, I don't know. It might not be worth it.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't practice for this. This saved me a whole week of headache.
Yeah, I think the practice I had was more just looking at certain situations that could come up. For
Right, right,
example, if you want to try,
right.
if you know there's nothing in the attic of Thieves Town, or
Yes.
knowing that you could just go straight to
Right.
the boss in Eastern, or things like that.
Right, right. Which is good. That's a good refresher, honestly. If you haven't done it in a while, oh, excuse me, haven't done it in a while, that makes a lot of sense to practice that.
Now, of course, you two are part of He Came From, and you guys are not relegated, but you, of course, are not advanced into playoffs here. Did you at least enjoy the group stages here as a whole?
I can. Well, go ahead, AFG. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got to give big shout outs to Magnet Hands. He's the star player on our squad, and he wanted Ahab and myself to get some experience up in the upper tiers here and getting on restreams and all this. And even though we didn't whoop it a lot this season, we got whooped a lot this season. We got some really good experience playing with some high-end folks, and really a big shout outs to Magnet for pulling us along and keeping us going. Thank you, man. It was a lot of fun.
I love you, man. I wanted to do this for y'all, like I told y'all, because like I was telling my teammates, I didn't really have fun this year for League, I'll be honest. And that was like the first 5 weeks. I had a lot of personal issues going on, which involved me moving, and I caught COVID, and then I'm just getting off of COVID. But the last 2 weeks have been pretty fun. I can say that. So I'm at least able to enjoy week 6, week 7, you know, and on top of that, make sure my teammates get the experience that they needed. So it was fun down the stretch for me on a singular level, but on a team, I'm with the team always. So there's that.
Yeah, we'll hopefully see you guys in the season 6 here in the Invitational League going forward. But and of course, OKDUDES winning this race, going up to a total score of 12-2. They are going to be taking a pretty solid position here in the playoffs. So I believe they will be locking up the 2nd seat overall for their side of the playoffs.
DGs to OKDUDES.
Yeah, awesome season. Look forward to seeing what they do in the playoffs. If you want to see some really fantastic play, check these Invitational League playoffs. There is going to be some wild good teams to watch, and I'm going to have my eyes on that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Get your popcorn ready, folks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get it ready, because coming up in just an hour, in fact, we have another team here in Skullwoods. JK Lowell and Go, Radical Sniper and Cadison versus Scoopy and Fortress to Doom. Hopefully I pronounced it right. That team, I believe those two teams are part of the Skullwoods division. And in fact, it are... let me double check this.
Yeah, JK LOL is playing for a playoff spot. Go has been eliminated from contention. JK LOL, though, one win in either today's game or tomorrow's game will put them into the playoffs.
That's right. There is one more spot here in the Skullwoods division, and it is under contention. And JK Lowell is looking for it. Go, of course, get rolled out with a win earlier from Beats from the East, I believe, earlier this week.
Yeah. Basically, it's between JKLL and Begone Pot. If JKLL wins one game, they advance. If JKLL loses both, then Begone Pot advances.
So definitely a series to watch there. Both races from those two are going to be happening. Well, one of them is going to be happening in an hour from now. The other one's going to be happening later this week. So definitely look forward to seeing those two matches there. They're one of the matches to watch here if you want to see the last of the playoffs be decided here.
Then on the other side as well, tomorrow at 3:10 Eastern, as we said earlier, Bullis Azulis and OK game. Winner of that game advances to the playoffs. And then if you want to look at the Open League, there's like 7 or 8 games tomorrow. I'm not even going to try to break that down, what's going on, because yeah, there's so much to talk about there.
Yeah, and of course, if you want to see them, then make sure to follow the LTTPR League and the LTTPR 2 through 6. And while you're at it, make sure to follow all 4 of our runners here tonight for putting on an excellent race tonight. And make sure also, of course, to follow all the SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just League to Best Randomizer League. He came from, once again, G's to you. This is going to be your last appearance. Any final thoughts for us here?
Just
I
as
love
always,
my teammate.
That's my teammate.
That's my quarterback.
JP Wolfling, thank you for the awesome comms. Laura Linden, never.
Yes.
Let me not pronounce this incorrectly. Nervendolch, thank you so much for the tracking. Really appreciate everybody putting this on, the restreamer. Very much appreciate it. Makes it all the more fun. Hope you all enjoyed. And thank you, Mag. Take it away.
Yo, I mean, you said it all, man. Thank you, everybody, for the restream. Thank you, everybody, for what y'all did with comms and tracking. And GG's again.
Yes, GG's once again for all four of you. Folks, of course, make sure to follow our tracker, Lady Laura and Nerve Indulge for keeping those items up to date for you on the sides of your screen here. And of course, make sure to follow my co-commentator, JP. He is excellent working with you, sir. But from all of us here at the Link to Fast Randomizer League, I have been Wolfling0370, and we shall see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.